also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully, I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Money work.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding, we'll do that one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. We're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully, I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding, we'll do that one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. We're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully, I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding, we'll do that one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. We're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully, I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding, we'll do that one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. We're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully, I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding, we'll do that one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another Freestyle Sunday. Super excited for all of you guys that are tuned in. And yeah, man, very excited about tonight. We're going to be talking about, I guess this is somewhat controversial. It'd be a little bit of Ruroc going on. But before we get into it, of course, we got to kind of talk about the channel a little bit. We did release a video this week about the Triumph Speed Twin collaboration with Breitling. Very cool collaboration. Got me looking at a lot of watches. A lot of premium watches are like $5,000-$6,000 and up. If you haven't seen that video yet, definitely check it out. Hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, always help. That video seems to be a little bit on the slow going up, but anything helps, guys. So definitely check that out after the stream. And if you are tuning into the stream tonight, make sure you smash that thumbs up. I know people hate hearing that stuff, but gotta do it or it'll go unseen kind of thing. So, but before we go any further, I also did drop a short also midweek. So if you didn't see that, I think it was fairly cool short. It wasn't anything too serious. It was just really cool burnouts, like a group of hypers doing burnouts. I have a ton of short videos to upload, so in due time they are all gonna go up. So definitely check that out. Thumbs up as well. Would truly appreciate it. I'm trying to catch my breath because I kind of prepped for the stream and kind of knew exactly what I wanted to do, some of the clips that I wanted to play. As soon as I got through my entire setup, got into the garage, launched everything. For some reason, when I copied it from my main home office computer, it corrupted. So I had to run back in the last 6 minutes, immediately recopy everything over to my hard drive, and come back and then load it to my laptop. So, whew, this is a last minute kind of thing that we're seeing at the moment. But yeah, man, very excited that you guys are here tonight, man. So I'm just gonna do the usual, of course. We're just gonna kind of greet everybody, guys, real quick. You guys know I always do that between every stream. So let's kind of get that started. If you're just tuning in, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Definitely helps. I know I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but you know, I'm always gonna mention it over and over again until we kind of get the likes up. But here we go, man. Actually, tonight I kind of intended to have a couple of people on, but I had a little bit of difficulty to get them prepped and ready. I could see Epic Motorcycle Channels in the building. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of talk about this really quickly. I looked on your YouTube channel. There was no email. I couldn't email you, and talking via comment section seems to be a bit difficult going back and forth. And then when I try to link my email, of course, YouTube block it automatically. I actually wanted to have you on tonight to talk about Ruroc, to be honest. So I don't know if you're still up for it. You want to join into the stream because I think you had some very good takes on it. I've seen you just received the helmet. Let me know. I can definitely patch you in pretty quickly via Zoom and get the ball rolling. So feel free to hit me up if you like. We have Governor D Nice in the building, of course, the usual suspect. See here, yeah. And let's see. That guy Kels is in the building out of New York, also doing really well on TikTok, crushing it. I think he just made it to a million views on one of his videos. Really dope. Congrats, sir. Donna Main's in the building, another usual suspect. Tonight's conversation is going to be really organic, guys. Just pretty much you and I, and we're going over this entire helmet bit. So, if you guys have any questions or anything that you know that I don't know, I'd definitely like to hear it as well as we kind of go through all of this. So here we go here. And of course, A knew I was kind of running back and forth when the file got corrupted, so she's kind of keeping everybody calm. Always got my back. I'll take it, man. Just cold weather for now, but it's warming up. Yeah, man. We've been getting some 60-degree days out here, so that's pretty good. Funny thing is, I do not ride when it gets warm like this. I feel like a lot of people get very excited and get very like amped, and they go out there, get a little nutty. I keep it low key until the weather's right, until it's ready. So that's me. We have, of course, Joey Calabrese in the building. Finally made a live stream. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you being here. I know you usually watch them afterwards, but tonight you get to hit the thumbs up while you're here, so truly appreciate it. Futuristic Vipers in the building, as usual. Really like that as well. See what we got here. We have T-Rex Motovlog here. Well, originally I think he was a T-Rex Motovlog, but we call it T-Rex Vlog. And we have Teddy R's in the building as well. We have a couple of people that's here, man. So I'm not going to kind of hold this up super long, guys, and kind of just rant a little bit with the beginning. Of course, we will be doing, I will be touching up. There was a shadow on my face here from the mic. I will be doing like answering comments as we're going through the night. So if you want to drop any comments or questions regarding the whole Ruroc bit, I will be answering it and jumping in. So I think it's a fair conversation to have because Ruroc, they are known for I wouldn't say buying reviews or having paid reviews. So I think it's interesting only because I don't own the helmet. I'm not sponsored by them, but of course, like everybody else out here, I have an opinion. And of course, all of us have an opinion. So I kind of figure it'd be a great opportunity to come out here and talk about the helmet on a perspective that someone that's been observing all of the hype, the excitement, the plane kind of crashing and burning a little bit, and people getting re-excited in the new launch of the helmet. So we're just going to be talking about that, but in the same mix as we talk about these exact situation, guys, I'm going to be highlighting a couple of cool tidbits about the brand and what I think they do well. I think the opportunities that they have. So, I mean, it's a tough one, man. I'd love to hear everybody's opinions on this. Like, what's your take on the whole Ruroc brand, the whole Ruroc movement? Do you guys like the helmets? Do you think they're cool? Do you think they're safe? Chime in down below. I definitely want to hear it, but I'll give you guys some of my personal opinion and kind of show you what they've been doing for a very short period of time with them being on the market. Let's kind of pull this up here real quick. Yeah, man. I remember your pretty much anybody that I interact with. Pretty much, I would remember. So what we just watched is, guys, there's some changes that are happening part of the brand with Ruroc, that are taking some of the hard feedback that they've gotten in the past couple of iterations on this 4.0. They made these changes just kind of, I guess, just to kind of do these exact changes to kind of show people that they're improving the brand and the steps they're taking to make it a lot better. I also took the steps to kind of like set this up a little bit more properly. I am doing some troubleshooting right behind, so you will hear the audio a lot clearer moving forward, guys. So to kind of talk about Ruroc, guys, what I think is very interesting to me is the fact that the brand came about a couple of years back, guys, and they came in on the scene extremely strong, almost reminiscent of the Icon brand. Icon was super successful, very active regarding the motorcycle community, the motovlogging community. They were plugging in a lot of people to grow the brand. And of course, we'll kind of tie this whole conversation towards the end. Ruroc is doing somewhat of the same exact thing. Oh, Donamain mentioned here he's never heard of Ruroc before the helmet company. So yeah, they've been in the game for a very long time. They were doing snowboarding helmet, and they've been super successful doing that. And what I think ended up happening, they automatically joined the motorcycling community under this pretext. That's what I think. This is what happened. They have 4 iterations now. The very first time they joined the motorcycle market, they had an initial idea, which was create that helmet that looks very samurai-ish looking. It has very nice cuts. It has the chin skirts and it looks very fighter jet style. And the cool aspect for that helmet was completely there from the very beginning. Now, what they did not factor in my personal opinion, is how much R&D that's required for you to create a successful helmet for motorcycle riding. So they probably were under the impression it's going to be very similar to snowboarding. So they kind of took all of the assets they had regarding snowboarding, the designs, the look, and of course they started running with the, instead of working on more on R&D or looking at what some of the heritage products like Shoei, AGV, Arai, HJC, all are doing, they completely went left. They probably decided, hey, we have something that looks great and has a great buzz. Let's get people involved. Let's see how much it takes off. So I think that's probably was their initial approach. I'm just gonna kind of run this real quick. I want you guys to see another clip here.
Breaking news. It looks like the market leaders, Ruroc's Black Friday sale has begun early, with helmet prices declining overnight in an unexpected price drop, forcing the prices into freefall.
Yeah, so originally, I think the minute they got into the scene, what I just played for you guys was one of their marketing setup that they did in the very beginning, and immediately when they jumped into the scene, and you guys know the deal with motorcycling. Motorcycling is something about that's really cool that everyone kind of gets into really, really quickly, and their marketing. One thing that we always got to kind of keep in mind when we're talking about Ruroc, their marketing is A1. The way they kind of do their videos and kind of pitch it to a specific crowd. They do that really well, and people tend to fall into it really, really quickly and fall in love with their designs. And I think design-wise, everyone was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. I got to get into it. It's all about that specific look and about that specific feel. And you're going to see that trend going all across the board when we're talking about Ruroc. Marketing is I think they're like the first company to actually beat out Icon in terms of creating really engaging social media content that people immediately gets drawn to. Easy Bentcourt mentioned here they are trying to be like Apple, the iPhone, giving us things that should have been there already. So yeah, so again, this stream is really not to bash the company. It's really just to kind of have a conversation overall about what they're doing, what's our thought on it, and what they could do better. So again, I did mention this is going to be like a personal thing where I give my opinion regarding the overall thing. I think this version of this helmet definitely looks pretty good. The version of the helmet, the 4.0, is looking right. It's looking like what version 1 should have been. Now, I don't think a lot of people care too much about the price, right? When we're talking about motorcycling, people that goes out and ride motorcycles and they kind of buy gear, buy helmet, even though some of the stuff is very expensive, we don't tend to complain about it. Where I think they dropped the ball, so in the very beginning, they did Roruc Atlas 1.0. That one was sheer hype, sheer excitement. Everyone was just very excited about the look of it, the designs. When you look at MotoGP, you look at Aeriel, you look at Shoei, their designs are not as bold, as pronounced as what Ruroc is doing. You can tell it's a younger company. Some of the heritage designs, they're more, I guess they'll be more like MotoGP style inspired. But these guys were doing a complete left turn. They're doing what most of us kind of want to have, that we think that's really cool. So they caught people with that, and then so they got that ball rolling. But that helmet did not, hold on here, give me a second. Definitely a lot of marketing. Yeah, Epic Motorcycles mentioned definitely a lot of marketing. Yeah, they definitely focused on a lot of marketing, and then released the product. I personally believe they released the product preemptively without knowing how well people are going to receive it. It was pretty much all in-house R&D. Pretty much everyone kind of likes it. We like it. We're getting a lot of feedback via social media. We might be ready. They say 4.0 is quieter than the previous. Yeah, the 4.0 is definitely quieter from what everyone is saying. Like I said, I don't have the helmet myself. Some other people definitely have the helmet. I made some attempt to actually get some people on who already has the helmet. That way we can kind of have a balanced conversation about it, but it's going to be kind of hypothetical as we're here tonight. So just a heads up. But so far so good. If I were to go by what everyone is saying, for sure I would say the helmet's a lot quieter. More people are saying that that's what it should have been from the jump. Let's see here. Yeah, there's just so much here to tackle, guys. Yeah, there's so many comments you guys are putting down in the comment section that are definitely ideal. I will definitely kind of go back and kind of talk about it as well. But I just want to kind of keep up to what we're going towards. So like I said in the very beginning, I feel like they started off really quickly, and I don't think they really set themselves in a space where they determine exactly what they want from the motorcycle community. As you guys know, heritage brands like AJC, Aeriel, you have Icon, each one of those helmets. So for example, myself, I can't wear every single helmet. There's a lot of helmets designs that I really like, they don't fit my head style. Some helmets are a little bit more oval. Some helmet like Aeriel is a little bit more round. HJC is very narrow, very pointy. Like it takes a lot of effort for me to kind of get an AJC on kind of thing. And I think with the way Ruroc's approach, they didn't specify which head shape style that helmet is for. They're just going out there ideally saying, hey, we got a new helmet, you're gonna love it. And I don't think every single head shape suits that style, even though, again, some helmet styles I do like, they just don't fit me. So I don't buy those helmets. Even though I love the design, I love the brand, I can't buy those helmets. So I know where to go and where not to kind of go at this point with me riding the motorcycle, right? And also, I think in the very beginning with Ruroc, talking about 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, they only had limited amount of shells. We're talking about three shell sizes. We're talking about, I think, a small, medium. That was one. You have your medium, and then you had a large. So I think they didn't spread it out enough, because most companies that's been here for a very long time, guys, they have multiple shell sizes. You have a small, medium. You have a large, medium, large, and then you have a large and XL large. So almost way more shell sizes to offset the variance between the head shapes and the head sizes. So that's one thing. So you could see from 1.0, they kind of changed that a little bit. They're kind of figuring it out. Oh, okay, people's head shapes are a little bit different, or head size are a little bit different. We need more shell sizes. So you started seeing a little bit more of those growth starting to happen as they moved to 2.0, 3.0, and all the way to the 4.0. And I still think they're going to have some of those issues because, again, they haven't been here long enough for them to kind of understand exactly how the market works and how everyone expects. Because at this point, anybody and everybody loves their helmets, their design, not caring if their head is a oval shape, seeing it from above, or a round shape. They just want to fit that helmet. So that could be another issue. Quick second, I'm just going to look through the comment section real quick. Teddy here mentioned some people waited up to 6 months for the helmet. That is something that I see that's currently breaking also with the new helmet. I didn't think they preemptively launched that helmet. Some people ordered theirs. They received them within a week or two. And keep in mind, those are coming from the UK. So that's a ways off. You can't go to like a major reputable motorcycle parts place or clothing or gear place and buy one of those helmets. You have to get it shipped. So what's up, NYC Street Triple? So yeah, so that's one of the things that you're gonna have and you're gonna see when we're talking about their branding, guys. Let's see. So I have here also Epic. That's a great point about the that's by Epic Motorcycle Channel. That's a great point about the helmet fits. Since they are all their own sales, online buyers can't. Sorry, man, it's a very long-winded one. I'll just post this one up real quick. That way, everyone else get to see your comment as I'm reading it. Hang tight, boys. You guys feel free. Like I said, drop comments, man. Why not? This is more of a everybody chiming in here. I want to hear everyone's thought regarding this good old Ruroc. That's so funny. Every time I do that, it automatically generates the automatic one. All right, Epic Motorcycle mentioned here. That's a great point about how helmet fits. Since they all do their sales online, buyers can't try it on. And if they get the fit incorrect, they have to pay the shipping cost for the return. Oh, shoot. Okay, now that I didn't know. I just learned something new from that. I didn't know buyers have to pay the shipping back. So that's another caveat to the entire thing. Again, I think this one's a little bit easier to resolve. Having more shell sizes that give you the in-between sizes where people, because with them having a small, medium, and large, if someone falls into a medium large, you either have to go with the large helmet, which is probably going to be too large. And if you go with the medium, it's going to be too tight. So I think that's where a lot of the variation fell in between, where a lot of people were having a lot of issues with their helmets, where it wasn't really working out because there weren't any in between sizes. Let's see here. Teddy R here mentioned their marketing team was full steam. Where they were lacking was quality control, what they actually had on hand. So I feel about it a couple of ways, Teddy. A company like Ruroc, they're already successful doing snowboarding helmet. They're super successful on that, and they decided to join a new market. Okay, the most ideal thing somebody would do in this situation that owns a company that's already successful, you would take a lot of your earnings, right, and all of your assets. You're going to say, I'm going to join this new thing, and they form a new team. They start rehashing. If you notice this is, I would say this is proven. You would see their snowboarding helmets, their designs are being rehashed into the motorcycle helmet. So instead of paying more money to redesign new designs, to us it looks new, but some of those designs are coming from snowboarding helmets, right? So they're already reusing some of those designs, some of the style cues from the helmet that they know people know and love, right? And then you have people start doing R&D regarding motorcycling, right? But keep in mind, I think a lot of people are completely unaware about this. Keep in mind, doing all the months of partnering with manufacturers, R&D, you have an entire staff you're paying everyone's wages and everything else. So technically your company's bleeding money and the product is not out yet. Hence why I believe that they preemptively released the first few Roruc Atlas helmets. Is because they wanted to see an ROI on it. You know, they want to start having a return, because you can't continuously have one successful side of your business fund part of the business that's just continuously waiting and without bringing in money in. So that's just hypothetical here. I'm not saying that's exactly the case. I'm just going here on a business perspective. That's what I would guess. So at this point, they've decided, hey, 1.0 looks great. We've put it out. We did some private groups, probably between Facebook, and we got a lot of people's feedback. They're excited. We sent a couple of helmets. And again, that's not to say that the helmets they sent to like YouTubers were where they became partnership with the brand, and then they, I guess, I would say, become part of their company and they're getting paid for it. That's not to say that they were completely wrong about it, but you have to remember, that's just a tiny portion of people telling you, hey, this is great. Let's say if you send it to like 50 moto vloggers, but you're selling the helmet to millions. The ratio is really, really tough to kind of squeeze within that R&D period. So, but like I said, I think they release it and decide, hey, let's see how much money we can recoup and kind of gain in that time frame so we can move to the next thing. Just looking at the comments again here, just so we can kind of see here, guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the other things too. So I feel two ways about this, Governor D Nice. He's saying here he's surprised they don't work with Revzilla or Cycle Gear, or consumers can try it on, right? One, Revzilla and Cycle Gear is one company. They're the same. Revzilla was actually purchased by Cycle Gear, so it's just one big company now. Even though they're under the same umbrella, but they're split. But it's one company. Your money goes to the same head. I feel two ways about it. I think it's a great idea to have the helmet on shelves so people can try it and get a feel, get a general idea of what it feels like, and make the proper decision what size work, which would help them tremendously. But that means they would have to do a huge amount of helmets, right? Ship them on containers across seas. That's more money that's being bled out by the company. Now you have all of those helmets. They don't actually get sold they don't actually get sold per person. When we're talking about a company like Revzilla, Motivation, or Cycle Gear, what's happening is that company buys bulk from, they become like a distributor. That's what I'm trying to get at. They become a distributor. So they buy it as bulk from Ruroc. They keep that inventory and they sell through it. So Ruroc would already have the money at that point. Does that make sense? So that means bigger companies would have that sitting around and they could have upmarks. So one of the reasons I said I feel two ways about it, it's almost like the car industry. Car industry has been around for a very long time. You know, when you go to a dealer, there's a MSRP price, and then of course you have the dealer price, right? So there's fees and all that bullshit, which kind of sucks. Which the reason why I mentioned I feel a certain way about it, I'm not a huge Tesla guy, but I like what Tesla's doing, where they remove the middleman. Okay, when you want to buy a Tesla, if you're spending $50,000, it's $50,000 in tax. There is no like in between fee. There is no like you paying the dealer fee, none of that crap. It's just you buying the car, you know exactly what you want is what you're gonna pay. Now I think in that sense, this is kind of cool. There's no upmark on the Ruroc helmets. So if another company tends to get their hands on it, in order for them to cut a profit, I mean, there's going to be like two ways, right? We're talking about either a small upmark where they sell a huge quantity and they make their money back, or by them buying, let's say if they were to buy a quantity of 500 helmets, they would get it at a discounted rate and they could sell it a little bit higher. They'll make that money, right? So that's probably one of those things. Again, being able to stock the helmet would definitely be great. But, you know, you have to factor some of those things in. Again, these are all hypotheticals. I don't want anybody to come and flame me. Oh, this dude is talking about the business aspect of things. This is kind of like a general approach on most successful business on how they work. So I'm not saying that that's exactly how their business work. So grain of salt here, guys. It's just a friendly conversation. And yeah. This is no insider information or weird thing like that. So here we go. I'm just going to jump to the next comment here, see what's going on here. Let's see. We have here Postocalypse. Oh. Postocalypse, right? Oh my God, I'm just butchering your name, dude. Did they reach out to you at all? Seems to me that they're reaching out to most of the bigger channels. Seems that they're trying to get YouTubers to hype their product to be something that they aren't. All right. So, I mean, that's definitely a really, really good comment. By the way, guys, we have quite a few people on here, new faces. If you're new to this channel, we do a lot of motorcycle content, but I would definitely appreciate you hitting that thumbs up. That way you could drive this stream up in the algorithm. That'd be truly appreciated, and we can keep this going. So yeah, man, I mean, it's kind of a tough thing to say. Like I said a little bit earlier, when you're working on a new product, you have to find ways to market it. And I think in modern day, right, modern times, getting magazine spreads or getting your stuff promoted in a specific place is one thing, but I think in our current time and space, really understanding that the power of people that does YouTube or social media, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, Twitter, or whatever, these influence are just as large as having a product being shown in a commercial or in a movie or something like that. This is just as important, almost to some degree. It's a little bit more important when you really think about it. Because let's be real here. Ruroc is not a racing helmet. That's one thing I have to make mention. They never market it as if it's a race helmet like AGV. You know, the K1 is $1,000 helmet. You wear that helmet, and then, of course, you know, Rossi and all of them, they wear these amazing helmets, right? They never market at all. Actually, I'm going to show you guys one thing here. They never market this helmet as if it's a race helmet. They are very, very, just hang in there, guys. Just, again, a lot of multitasking here going on. Let's see. Remove. Perfect. Yeah. So, like I said, I think it's definitely in their best interest to partner with people and get them on their side. My biggest concern about Ruroc partnering with a lot of YouTubers to get their name out, will they be like Icon? Because Icon and Senna, I felt like came into the motorcycling community and bled everyone out. Really used everybody for clout and get great reviews. And when the time came, I think for when a lot of YouTubers decided, hey man, you know, we want to do work with you, and it's probably time maybe we want to make some money with you. A lot of these brands kind of backed out. Hence why you don't see a lot of them as much anymore marketing. But they already got their own branding. The name's already big, like your Sennas, Icon. But you don't see them as much with motovloggers anymore, right? So I'm very curious to see how does that how does this works out with Ruroc. Do they take all of the clout from YouTubers, guys that are big with a following, and then once they get to where they're going, they dip out? I'm very curious to see how that works out. And by the way, no, they have not reached out to me about a helmet. It would be great to do a review, long-term review, or give my opinion on it. But like I said, I kind of figured this would be a great opportunity to give my opinion on this from the perspective of someone that's not being paid for it, someone that didn't receive one for free. It's just an overall observation. So I think that makes for a good conversation also. So let's see what's the next one up here. Donna Main mentioned here, they're like the Porsche 911. They evolve each generation. That one hurts in the feels a little bit, man. That Porsche 911, that's my car, man. But we have to give credit where it's due, though. So I think a lot of time, we look at things as if, yes, they're doing the 1.0. In my Ruroc video, I mentioned one of the pros and cons about it. It's the fact that they do Ruroc 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. Now, the downside to having 4 versions, each helmet's going around $500. We're talking about yearly iterations here. 4 times 5 is what? Right? We're talking about $2,000 here you're spending on within what? Yearly, 4 years or whatever was it? 1 year, 2 years, yeah, for 4 years. So it all depends. But the one good thing, though, they are taking the opportunity to really listen to everyone and make the adjustments. The better question for you is, do you think the damage has been done and they can't recover? Because I feel right now in this 4.0, that helmet seems to be solid, but the damage that was done prior is really ranking it down a little bit to some degree that I feel like the buzz is not as big. Before, it was huge. It was spilling over out of the bucket, and everyone was super excited. Now it's a little bit quieter. So that's just my take here. So let me know, what do you think? Just gonna see what I can pull up here. You guys are dropping so many gems there in between for me to kind of post-apocalypse. Oh, post-apocalypse. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Post-apocalypse. Yeah, Revzilla was purchased by Psycho Gear a couple of years back, dude. That happened a while ago. Yeah, that's another conversation we can have elsewhere, of course. Oh, Life with Anna be already here. She said 2015. Wow, this, you know what? I'm glad we're having this stream because there's a lot that's unknown. Here I am thinking that they're all over the ether and everyone knows everything about Ruroc. Yes, they're a UK company, so you know they're not a US company. Oh man, that guy Kel's mentioned here. Right out to Revzilla so we can find out in person when they were purchased by Psycho Gear. Who's down? Listen, dude, I'm always down to ride down the Revzilla, man. This season we'll definitely do it for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna bring a fast bike like yours. I'm probably gonna do the Hyper because that's a stretch of a ride, by the way. So post-apocalypse mentioned here, seems like they answered my question. They're new and trying to grow, not trying to just make a buck selling helmet they can throw together. That's what I was worried about. Well, you know what it is? Everyone's out here is trying to make money. They're not creating helmets just for fun. I'm sure this is a huge business. They're trying to be very successful and garner a huge following to sell as many helmets as possible. But I don't think there's any intention to create bad helmets. But I think, like I said a little bit earlier, you cannot keep, for example, Aeriel spent generations sculpting fiberglass helmet by hand. We're talking about generations. If you look back in Aeriel, how long they've been doing this. What we're seeing today with Aeriel are years and generation of people handing down the arts of the craft to others, that you get this refined helmet that's amazing, right? To these guys who started, what, 5 years ago? That's tough. Again, could have they held back on the first two helmets and don't release them and say, hey, we're going to keep those. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep going. Let's compare it to what's out there. Maybe. But then how much money would the company hemorrhage before they say enough is enough? We can't continue doing this without having any money coming in. And again, it's business. This is not personal. I'm sure when they're sitting down in the boardroom, saying about, hey, man, these helmets are great. They're cool, blah, blah, blah. Some guy sitting going, looking at the reports, we're in the black, we're in the red, blah, blah, blah. Scrap it. So this is what we're kind of really looking at, the bottom line here. So I think that puts them in a place that makes it a little bit difficult for them to hold out and never release the product. Now, the other thing that's tough about that, I actually think their, what's their gear they just released? It's called Eagle. Shoot. All right, the name will come back to me. I know the Ruroc has a gear, like a whole motorcycle riding gear setup. All the fits look really cool. They look like something that's very modern, something like this that you would probably wear to ride. It doesn't look too bulky. It doesn't look like it's a motorcycle riding gear. But I'm constantly thinking to myself, did the first 3 iteration of the Ruroc helmet backlash cost them? Do people feel a little uncomfortable now investing on the gear now? But the gear looks really good. I feel like they have a really nice leeway with that, or maybe have a little bit more time that they spent on R&D, how it looks and feel. So, yeah, let's see here. What else we got here? Post-apocalypse said he glad he found me. Yeah, man, definitely subscribe to the channel. This is what we do here, man. We do shorts, moto vlogging. We do a live stream every Sunday. I'm not just repeating this just for everyone that's here so they don't get annoyed. But that's how we do it. Governor D Nice is asking, what helmet do I use? So I did have a sponsorship with 6D Helmet. 6D Helmet's really cool. That's my carbon fiber one that I use for moto vlogging. I did also have a sponsorship with Bell Helmet, so they provided with I got a bunch of Bell helmets for a long period of time that worked really nice for a while, nice period. I like them a lot. But right now, I'd say Bell's my main thing, and the 6D I put on. The 6D has like a suspension system inside, let's say for rotational mass, if you hit your head, if you smash your head somewhere. It basically has these suspension inside where your head kind of shift and rotate. Really, really cool helmet. Huge technology on there. That is exactly the helmet that Kyle Wyman used for riding in Moto America. He's a sponsor by them as well. Let's see what we got here. Daily driving car, huh? What, you trying to turn this car into a car channel? Huh? Let's see here. Izzy Bentecourt. Their marketing campaign is excellent. It seems they paired up with Marvel on Venom 2. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, there's so much positive things when we're talking about Ruroc. Ruroc's approach to this business is very different, even though there are some challenges. I wanna take sections of this live stream to kind of talk about some of the positive and some of the negatives, but so many great comments are coming in that it's becoming more of a back and forth conversation. Again, people love seeing the whole Joker bit that they did. I'm just gonna roll that up real quick, guys. I want you to see that. That's really awesome, by the way. They partnered with DC Comics to actually, let's see here. So that's good. Well, I have so many different clips here just to kind of, oh, there we go, boys. There we go, boys. By the way, I'm doing all of this stuff, you know, shout out, man, to myself, okay, tonight. You guys have no idea. I'm doing all of this, monitoring it and putting it out as I am doing this. So, just real quick here, boys. Joker.
Hi guys.
Yeah, man, that's that Joker setup, man. Really, really cool. Again, these guys, and the funny thing is that's actually not my favorite out of it. I actually like the Batman. Then again, I'm a little bit biased. When we're talking here, man, yeah, they're partnering with a lot of companies, creating really, really cool setups. So let's see what else we got. By the way, thank you everybody that tuned in tonight, man. Really appreciate it. It's a lot to kind of get all of these live streams up and running and getting everything all set up and sitting down with you guys. So truly appreciate everybody that's here. Again, if you're part of this channel, you appreciate what I'm doing here or the conversation, or maybe you like some of my other videos, I'd appreciate you guys dropping a subscribe. That's going to help. And of course, you have to thumb up the content. It's the only way that they're going to recommend it. And I think I've earned those stripes, guys. I've been doing this for years and years. You know what I mean? So, it's all good. So, Posacalypse mentioned here, have I looked into the audio system they have for the 4.0? I read that it isn't released yet, but the fact that it's designed for that particular helmet, it's pretty lit. So, I am so glad you brought this up, sir. Again, guys, whoever's dropping dopes, comments that we can engage back and forth, I'm going to highlight it because it makes great conversation. So feel free to join the entire conversation. So this is one of the things that I think people are not recognizing enough by Ruroc. Okay, now this is not to say that I'm not a big fan of how do you call them again, Senna. Or what's the other brand? There was another brand that's pretty popular too. It escapes me at the moment, but Cena, pretty much any of the comm systems. As you guys know, all the comm system falls onto the side of your helmet. And to be honest, it's 2022. I'm pretty tired of having any kind of stuff hanging on the side of my helmet. Even my GoPro for my riding, for my moto vlogging, I use one helmet. When I'm out there doing my own thing, I have a clean helmet with nothing on it. So I actually really, really dig. So I'm actually gonna pull this up too. I'm so glad you brought this up, dude. Give me a quick second here. Well, then I'll kind of explain. I really like the fact that they did that that system. I think it's called Shockwave. There we go. The Ruroc Shockwave. All right, let's see here. Yeah, they did the Ruroc Shockwave, and it's a very sleek way for you to put an intercom system into a helmet. Now, I haven't had any experience with it, but I could speak into how sleek it is, how it fits into the helmet. It's the same iteration from 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. They might have done some adjustments, because I remember, again, you could see the growth from 1.0. A lot of people complain because you have to reach behind your head for you to hit the button to activate it, right? You could see that could be a stretch, because that's me doing that now. That's me doing that now. Most likely you'll use your left hand because you'll be on the throttle, right? Some people complain the buttons were too small with gloves on, and they increased the size of the buttons. They made these changes, right? Some people complain about the speakers not being close enough to your ears. There was a gap. They made these changes. So again, you can see the growth. These are some of the positives that's coming out of the Ruroc camp I could speak on from what I'm seeing. Yes, some people might not be happy with the complete iterations or over and over every year, but you could see them actually making effort to kind of grow, which I really like. So the shockwave that's built into the system where you cannot see it, that's clean, that's dope. Hats off to them. I think that's really cool that it's not hanging on the side of your helmet moving forward. Because one thing that's happened to me while I'm riding, right? Let's say, I mean, when I'm on the Hyper, this does not happen because the Hyper is pretty upright. When I'm on the Street Fighter, you're a little bit more tucked. When you head check, right, this way, it's perfectly fine. When I head check the opposite, the bulk catches sometime on my shoulder sometimes, because you can see how it riding up on my jacket, right? Imagine having shoulder pads. It's a little bit bulkier, so it does nick sometimes. So I think it's dope that it's inside the helmet. How perfect it works, that's a whole other story that I would have to hold my opinion on and then trying it out. I know it was lacking in some features. They are also trying to work on how do you call this? They're trying to work on they're trying to work on pairing, because they noticed that there was a market that had an issue, and we all could speak to this when you're rocking with like a Senna or any of the other intercoms. If you're rocking with 4 people, it's like a mess before you go out to ride. Everyone is waiting to try to pair up or trying to get their intercom to work. But take a quick look, guys, at this shockwave system, which I think it's really, really cool. And you have to kind of recognize and appreciate what they're doing here. Just didn't want to keep that running for mad long. Just to kind of show you guys what they're doing regarding something like this. Again, every single file you guys are watching that's playing as we're doing this, I'm actually cutting them as I'm doing the actual stream. I know they should have been done prior. I did. Those are the files that got corrupted that I was telling you guys. I had spent the entire day kind of setting all that stuff up. But as soon as I got in 10 minutes before, I realized they were corrupted in the drive. Now I'm redoing them as I'm going. So, but it's all good though. I've managed to do this smooth enough where it's not too bad, where it's not too much of a hindrance, guys. I'm really digging the Joker. Governor D Nice here mentioned he's really digging the Joker's pretty dope. Yeah, man. To be honest, I actually like the Batman the most. I'll show you guys that in a little bit as soon as I load that. But it's really cool to see them partner with DC Comics, and them Let's see, perfect. Yeah, like I said, it's really dope to see them partner with something like DC Comics and being able to quickly produce these helmets and produce these design really quickly. And again, this one here is my favorite helmet out the bunch. I just want to kind of show you guys this. I thought this was nicer to me than the actual how do you call it here? Oh yeah, I'm a Batman fan, so yeah. I mean, I'm a Batman fan, so I know Joker's really cool and it's kind of sketchy looking to people like that feel, like that vibe on the when they're on the bike. But I really dig how the Batman one looks. I guess I'm like a wannabe Bruce Wayne kind of thing, so. So hence why I'm probably digging the Batman one more, but and I feel like it would probably work best with my bike and my bike setup. Let's see here, we got, all right, I like to see a windshield wiper in one of these helmets. I really want to see some tech. I don't know how well that's gonna be. I've seen some mechanical ones that people have done, and I don't know if they've been like tremendously successful, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? Ideas, that's what ideas are here for. So it's whatever. Top 4 helmets in your opinion. Oh, that's a great comment here by that guy Kills. Top 4 helmets. Top 4 helmets in my opinion. I mean, awry, of course, you can't put awry, not put awry in there. These things the shells are handmade, and there's multiple sizes to pick from. Shoei, they're known for having amazing helmets. The shape, the comfort, the liner, a lot of people. So top 2. I would think for me, number 3 would have to be, I guess I might have to be biased. I'm gonna be biased on the last 2. And I'm going to admit that, so whoever's watching is going to be like, yeah, because you wear these helmets. I really like my Bell helmets a lot, okay? Are there opportunities to make the Bell helmets better? Yes. For example, there's no pockets for the speakers, so I squeeze them in, and they're like right here to my ears, so that could be better. But one thing I love about it, they're very comfortable. They're pretty good with the wind, and also the transition lens, best thing to ever happen to me. Lastly, 6D, I got to give it to 6D. I like the fact that there's a new technology to help you in case you were to get into a crash for a concussion. That's huge. Anything that's going to protect. And after 6D did the whole thing with the concussion to help people be safer, I saw so many different iterations of the same suspension system for protection for people that are riding. So even Ruroc on the 4.0, they're using a new technology to help with suspension. So we're talking about if you were to crash with their helmet, there's a suspension system. So for example, I'll actually show you guys that here. Let me see here. Just give me a second. Might as well. We're here, guys. Just gonna run that back real quick. I'm not gonna let the entire video play, but just so you guys could see that. There we go. So they've incorporated this tech into the helmet now in the 4.0. It's called Rion. Of course, this guy has done some work with NASA, so lots of that stuff happening. Trying to keep it as short as possible, but you can see that some of those texts are bleeding into other helmets, different iterations of it, but same thing, which is really cool. Let's see here what we got. Wow, you guys have a lot going on in here, man. I'm reading as much as I can. Oh yeah, Epic Motorcycle mentioned it's called Engine Hawk. That's the clothing brand that they're creating. Yeah. Let's see here. Engine Hawk. Did you send the bill? Oh, that's so funny. I'm so glad you guys are here, man. Typical Seba mentioned here. It's called the Cardo system. Yeah, it's Senna and Cardo, which I've heard a lot of great things about Cardo, and I haven't tried them yet. I know there were a lot of people talking about Cardo and how it's ideal in comparison to the Senna setup. So I definitely have to get that. Let's see what else we got here. There you go. Izzy Bentecourt. See, I really appreciate that you're reviewing with your audience the helmet without them sending you a free one and giving you an honest opinion. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, the thing is, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say, let's say if they were to reach out to me, they say we want to send you a review copy and go over it and let people know what you think. I think it's a good opportunity. I don't know if I would say no to it, but I thought about it to myself, what better way to actually talk about something, especially when it's hot in the ether and there's a lot of opinion, and especially one of the things that I think Ruroc did, guys, which I think was kind of really screwed up, okay? And we're going to have to make this a real talk and real chat and talk about everything. Ruroc in the beginning, when he started producing a lot of content, showing a lot of the helmets, people were excited. Ruroc tried to control the narrative. All right, they tried their best to control the narrative, and it kind of backfired, guys. Give me a second here. I'll just pull up a couple of things here. The reason why I said that they try to control their narrative, when people, after most of us got past already, news 6. Sorry, I'm cutting same time. After most people that's received their helmets and got past the excitement part, and of course you do have some of the people that are doing paid sponsorship. And again, this is not a jab at anyone. Some people run businesses with their YouTube channel. Some people feed their family. So we also got to understand that that's one of the things. You can't knock somebody for doing a review that's paid for. Now, if they're just biased because they're being paid, that's where the problem kind of lies. That's a whole other story. But the thing here is, I think Ruroc really dropped the ball when they tried to control the narrative. So we started getting some people that got some feedback. Some people that started giving their feedback about the helmet. And it wasn't great feedback. It wasn't positive feedback. Ruroc was not very happy, allegedly. I'm not saying that's completely true, but allegedly. Some people that made it known that they weren't happy with the whole situation with Ruroc, and they weren't happy with the helmet, or they weren't happy how it was going, or the quality, the fit and finish, something like that. When people started posting about some of those things were being deleted from forums. People were getting blackballed from Facebook groups. Now, this is one thing that I can't say I understand that they did to kind of protect their brand and their company. Listen, man, all is fair in love and war. If you're joining the business, if you're bringing out products and you're giving out products, or you're doing paid promotion for a product, you got to expect some of the good and the bad as well. You can't silence people if they don't agree with what you're putting out, or they're not happy with what you produce. I think it's ideal that you let that be organic. Let people see some of the pros and cons. You can't be 100%, you're shooting free throws 100% all the time. It just looks odd. personally. I just think it just looks odd. So I think, you know, that kind of fell flat on its face. I'll just kind of show you guys here real quick, because what's interesting is that even Yami Noob got somewhat involved into this, where he kind of joke around a little bit about the helmet. Take a quick look, guys. And again, that's not them taking shots. It's really just, you know. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I ended up again, I'm cutting some of this stuff on the back end as it's going. So you can see them talking about the helmet, and also you can see as to what they did not like about it and how some people are making fun of it. I want to show you guys another clip here by another YouTuber that made content about the brand and quality, and she immediately got silenced. Now, again, guys, there's so much that happened, and I think a lot of people were extremely upset and irritated when stuff like this started happening. And I think what tends to happen in those circumstances, automatically you start looking like you're guilty or you're hiding something. I think you're better off saying, hey, we did a couple of iterations. We did the first iteration. We're quickly learning and growing, because this is a fast-paced environment about motorcycling. I think if they came forth and said, hey, yeah, we've heard you guys loud and clear, not in a confined forum of just yes men. I'm talking about, hey, we've heard some of the smaller people, some of the people that spend their hard-earning $500, and we heard them as well, and we're going to make those changes, not silence them, and in the same vein, keeping some of the more bigger, stronger social media stars as the positive. And I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to talk about this for another reason here. Just going to pull up a couple more. Again, we're going through a lot, guys. There's a lot through the day here. So let's see what else. And I am a little bit back on the comments as I'm reading them, guys. Again, if you're new, you're checking out the channel, you're watching this, or you're watching this later, you could always drop a comment. I'll reply to those comments. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Again, make this worth my night. I'm here on a Sunday night, coming here just chatting. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't hurt anything. It just helps with the algorithm. It helps propel the channel to where we need to go. Futuristic Vipers mentioned here, he loves the look of the Bell helmets. Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of that too. Let's see, I'm just gonna keep rolling. There's quite a few. Oh, that's a pretty interesting helmet. That's a pretty interesting comment by Douglas. I think that's Iduglav. I think that's how you pronounce it. They should make affordable helmets. We're still somewhere in a pandemic. So that's a tough one, man. I mean, it's tough to kind of be cost effective when we're talking about helmet, about safety. You can't really put a price on safety. You know what I mean? So, and also in most, what I'm finding out is that in most cases, motorcyclists tend to not complain about the price of gear. Okay, I think the opportunity here for Ruroc, since they already charge a premium price, but the helmet fell slightly short to what they were charging. I'm talking about from the other iterations, the 1.0s, the 2.0s, the 3.0s. Immediately, once people realize, hey, this helmet's falling a little short, all of a sudden, all of the small little gripes, I'd say, became magnified. and people start off also realizing there are bigger issues that that's being overlooked. That's what it is. And once you've reached that point, what tends to happen is, hey man, I'm paying this amount of money, but then I'm getting this level of product. But if they were serving the right level of product quality, nobody would ever complain about the price. So it would be one thing. It's like, for example, the phones that Apple does, right? They're very expensive. They're probably not the greatest phone you could buy, but they tend to give people what they want, and a smidge bit more, and people tend to just kind of eat it up, just become part of the ecosystem. So, yeah. Let's see here what else we got. Joey Calabrese mentioned here 1.0 should have been 4.0. 100% agree that that 4.0 should have been 1.0, because based on what I'm seeing and some of the research that they were doing, also they kind of toned down a little bit some of the paid reviews or sponsored reviews a little bit. They're starting to allow people to get their hands on it and really give their opinion. If you notice, the inside of the helmet, the chin skirt, looks pretty good. The padding is multi-foam layered now. I agree. I think, if it was the 4.0, I think we would be having a whole different conversation when we're talking about Ruroc. It would be a brand that everyone very excited about. A street brand, mind you. It's a street brand. I think they need to really focus when they're marketing Ruroc. A lot of people are looking at it. They're saying, hey, they're getting a lot of wind noise. They're getting a lot of wind gusts. Also, the shape of it is not very aerodynamic, which they've actually took the feedback and made adjustments. So I think they should really make that a key point. Hey, this is a street helmet. This is something for you to, go to A to B. You're hanging out with your friends. It's not like a track helmet. So, because people are constantly comparing Arise, Shoei, AGV, all of those brands to the Ruroc helmet. But those heritage brands derives from the race culture. And then they have, if you notice, they're a Bellstar, they're a Bellstar Carbon. They're different iteration, different specs. And as you go down the line, between a AGV Pista, that's $1,500. That's a full-on race helmet. That helmet is loud. That helmet is designed to go fast around a racetrack. We're not talking about, how quiet it is, how comfortable it is. It's aerodynamic for when Rossi's tucked in, when we're going. It's just when it's just gliding over you. Since they don't specify that, people are constantly comparing it. I think they need to really say, hey, this is a street helmet. The noise level, the noise decibel on a helmet like that should be this level. I mean, the way it is now in the 4.0 is a lot better. And granted, for me, it's not a huge deal, only because for me, I rock earplugs every time I ride. I just cannot. It's just possibly because all of my bikes are very loud. I just have to wear earplugs. So that's one of the deal. Let's see what else we got here. Just keep going down the line here. This is 116. Yeah, okay. You know what's so funny? In my last video I did, Joey Calabrese, that's another same comment by the same gentleman I just read. I did make that suggestion. It's possible. It should be something they could consider. Maybe a trade-in program. Trade-in program might not be that great. Maybe find a way to recycle the components from the old helmets or the helmets that weren't as perfect from the 1.0. People didn't really like them as much. Maybe, hey, you get $100 off the new helmet. That's the one that it should have been. For the people that went into the brand early on, that trusted us, that wanted to be part of the movement and join us, we're going to do something special. Return this one to us when you buy your new 4.0. We're going to credit you this amount of money, and that's going to come off the 4.0. I think that would have built great rapport with a lot of people, because I'm starting to see a lot of people who just bought the 3.0 even though the 4.0 is way better, they're kind of on the fence now because now it's starting to hit in the fields. We're in a pandemic. There's inflation happening. People are a little bit tight with their money. It's like, I don't know. Should I spend another $600? Now I have the 3.0. And it's not like you're buying 3.0, 4.0 because, hey, man, I bought a red helmet. Now I want a carbon fiber. I want the gloss one. I could jump between the two. Basically, once you get the 4.0, you throw that on, you ride with it. You're going to be like, man, fuck this 3.0, man. It's loud or it's not, it's missing features. So it's tough to warrant that. That's one of the biggest things. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Let's see here. Fireblade Pilot, man, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Did you see the video Gears and Gadget posted today? He was upset Ruroc uses his last video as a review for the 4.0 without his permission. Ruroc sent this video out to their entire distro list. So, really great. By the way, this is probably one of the cleanest writing that I've read. Really nice. Yes, sir. So I was kind of going to go into that shortly. And I actually have that entire video queued up to actually play it by Gears and Gadget. So I think this guy is very interesting. Okay. He was not a paid sponsor. He went out on his own. He bought 2 Ruroc helmets. He wasn't fully happy with the brand. Okay. He wasn't fully happy with the Atlas. And of course, he's a YouTuber and what YouTubers do. And of course, he's actually going to be on the show at some point. So we'll definitely have a bigger discussion on this. What YouTubers do, we find clever ways to make great content that's interesting, engaging, and that's going to have people watch. He bought 2 helmets and he actually sacrificed one with his own. He basically spent $500 and cut it in half. So you got to do hats off to that. He took an L for all of us and give us the deal. And then he kind of break down the pad, the cushion, where the helmet was lacking, and what they could have done better. So he did such a great job with that, to the point that Ruroc ended up inviting him in their 4.0 press run in Vegas. They did offer him that they're going to fly him out or whatever. He didn't take it, he said. He just rode his own bike out there and did it out of pocket. And then they did provide him with a 4.0. And granted, his 4.0 review, he's really happy with it. He's noticing a lot of the changes, a lot of the growth that's been happening really quickly behind the scenes. And lo and behold, it's a positive review, right? I mean, we're talking about, he's in the realm of 30,000 subscribers. And Ruroc had reached out to him and say, hey, we're going to use your review as a positive talking point when we marketing our brand. And of course, he had a great reply to them. He actually showed it. He mentioned how, hey, I don't think it's going to be a great idea. It's going to look like I'm a paid sponsor where I'm shilling your product. He basically made it more like, hey, you should let this be organic, where people would find the content, where it would be truthful. Because if you're creating a product, people have problems with it in the past, and then people were accusing you that you were paying people to give it positive reviews, you don't want to put me in the same category. You want to allow people to find it organically and let it be organically found. Again, this goes back to what I was just saying a little bit earlier. Trying to control the narrative is bad. Let's just say it's bad. And I think even some other companies, you can see and learn from them. Again, guys, I'm doing a lot of comparison here. Outside of doing motorcycles and what I do professionally, I'm really into business, and I really like business a lot about understanding businesses. For example, Tesla do a lot of R&D. They kind of do a lot of stuff on the back end. But what they do, they don't try to control the narrative about what they're doing behind the scenes. For example, I'm sure they do to some degree, but if you see a lot of people flying drones around their factories where you could see some of the stuff that they're working on, like the truck or something like that, instead of them trying to control the narrative, they allow people to create this myth around their stuff, and they could lightly kind of guide it. So I think they could probably learn from that and see how they could play off that, instead of saying, hey, good things are happening, great. Bad things are happening, shut it down. That's never good. So the same way the internet could be your best friend and help you as much as possible, everyone can turn against you fairly quickly when you start doing stuff like that. Let's see. Keep it moving to the next. Let's see what we got. Yeah, a lot of people are a little uptight about them bringing out helmets every year. Yeah, it is tough to the whole yearly helmet thing. I mentioned it in my other Ruroc video. If you guys have not seen my Ruroc video, it's basically an overview of what they've just released and my thoughts on it as a closing thought. If it's not a bad idea that they release a new helmet yearly. The problem here, guys, when you release a new helmet every year, and it trumps the last helmet. Basically, features that were supposed to be in 1.0 or 2.0 or now in 4.0, that's the problem. If you release the whole DC lineup, where it's Batman, Joker, Catwoman, blah, 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 and it looks amazing, everybody's excited, and then 2022 comes around, you said, hey, man, we're going to do Marvel this time around. We're going to do, you know, whatever. We do a couple of other characters. But you have the same features. You still have the same protection. You have the Rheons on there. The airflow is better. It's quieter. The pad is more cushioned. You're not obligated to buy that helmet. Anybody and everybody that owns the Ruroc 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 should have the 4.0. If you compare all the specs, what you're getting now, what the helmet's supposed to be, the safety concerns, and when I say safety concern, I'm not just talking about crashing or anything like that. I'm talking about even the wind noise being really loud or the helmet being really loud. One of the biggest thing I actually already started shooting a video on earplugs, and that's gonna somewhat kind of coincide with this. One of the biggest dangers of riding all the time, and it's really tough thing to deal with. It's tinnitus. Okay, it's something that happens over years of riding. It won't bother you for a very long time, but once you have tinnitus, it's forever. You're screwed. You're gonna hear that ringing in your ear forever, and that happens over time. Hence why I always wear earplugs. But if you're riding every day with a helmet that's super windy, very loud, you're slowly causing damage to your eardrums. So technically, you should have the latest helmet. If it's quieter, or if you're still rocking the older ones and you're sticking with your guns, I'd say just make sure you're wearing earplugs 100%. I just heard something outside of the garage which kind of spooked me a little bit. Yeah, you would definitely want to have earplugs. Let's see what. All right, let's see what we got here. Post-apocalyptic mentioned here. All these that we're talking about is what made me ask my first question. Yami, that chick, Gears and Gadget. I think her name is Moto Tigress. Channel name, I think Jigsaw Bra. I don't know about Jigsaw Bra. A stunt rider did one too. Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, I think all of these talking points, all of these videos that are coming out, people are giving positive, negative reviews, or constructive reviews, or I like to say constructive feedback, because there's a way of you giving information that can be completely useful, and sometimes it could just be completely useless information. So, but all of those things, like it or not, those things are all putting serious pressure on a company like Ruroc to produce something way better, like the 4.0. If everybody shut up and took it as it was, 1.0 would have been 1.5. Right? Everyone said, hey, we're not digging this. This needs to be changed. We need to make adjustments. And they were under the pressure. So they had to kind of do it, which is good. Let's see here. It's almost like a person running the company doesn't know anything about writing. He just waits to get feedback and changes stuff, right, after customers complain, instead of doing the research ahead of time. Not necessarily, man. I think these guys definitely ride. I've seen them in the bike sheds. I don't know if they're longtime riders or not. Again, the way this is being ran, guys, it's a company. I think they are really looking into trying to create a good product. Nobody comes on the market to try to create a poor quality product to make money and get rich. Like you're a fool, okay? Nobody does that. If you did that, you can only last for so long, right? I mean, you would probably cap off. You would probably collect the bag really early on, and then you would go under. Nobody wants that. Everybody's trying to create a legacy product that's going to hold long term, that's going to evolve long term, right? But in the same vein, we're talking about it's been 5 years. It would have taken them 5 years to get the 4.0, ideally make the 4.0 1.0. So I think that there should have been a middle ground that could have helped alleviate all of this, right? Yeah, let's see what else do we got. Ooh, that's pretty cool here. I can't do earplugs. I'm one of those guys that sits in the back of a car with 3,000 watts of speaker powered blasting. Dude, you should wear earplugs, man. One of the earplugs that I wear, it's a brand that's part of my channel. I've been using them for years, by the way. It's not one of those things, oh, they sent me stuff and then I'm gonna tell you it's great. The earplugs that I use, they don't just tune out all of the sound. There's cartridges you put inside the earplugs. It basically drops the decibels. So let's say if something is 30 decibels, it drops to 20 decibels. You can still hear everything, but it makes it tolerable where it's not causing damage. So it's very interesting technology. They've actually improved it. The one that I'm using is not the most current, but it's really, really cool. I just didn't release the video yet because just timing, really. Making sure I release something that's at the right time. So just want to kind of show you guys here some few things here. Let's see here. This is the Gears and Gadget comparison here of the actual helmet. I want to show you guys that here. And again, guys, fair use. Don't jack me up and jack my video. I am using footage from all over the place here, so be nice. Let's see. There you go.
And figure out what I think is really wrong with
Sorry, guys, I
Ruroc
was doing
compared
this
to
at the
say a
very same
showy.
time, so
There
I'll
is
just let
certainly
it
some
run
things
back again.
to look at here.
Didn't have the audio on
So number one, when I'm riding with this helmet, I said I thought that it was very loud. When I cut these apart,
so what we're seeing is
I actually
the
at first said,
side by side,
I don't really see a whole lot of difference.
Ruroc, you can see the padding, the size
on the
difference.
surface, there really wasn't a lot. But I will say that now that I've had a chance off camera to really dig into this and figure out what I think is really wrong with Ruroc compared to, say, a showy, there is certainly some things to look at here. So number one, when I'm riding with this helmet, I said I thought that it was very loud.
Yeah, man, there's just so much content about the helmet, about people reviewing it. I mean, it's cool. The one good thing is that there's a lot of people that are really passionate. They're just not just buying it. Yep, I dropped the video. I dropped it right there. Carter Pap Talk, great. Let's see, perfect. Let's see here. Totally agree. Looks like I clicked it. Okay. All right, there we go. Big facts, good points for sure. I gotta stop trying to find reason to hate on the 4.0 and just order one. So again, I think grabbing the helmet, I think the 4.0 version might not be a bad purchase. Just going by from what I'm seeing, what I'd probably recommend is wait for a few more reviews to come out, more people, just regular people that's writing to review it and kind of get a general idea. From what I'm seeing, the sponsored writers are very low-key about their promotion for the Ruroc 4.0. I think it's strategically being done, to be honest. I think Ruroc is taking a backseat saying, hey, we got a lot of backlash from the last videos and it looks like it was just all positive reviews. So let's let people just everyday average people start talking about it and giving their honest feedback, and then from there we'll see like an uptick on marketing and stuff like that. So I think that's what might be happening, which is not a bad idea, especially after what they went through. But it's gonna be a tough climb. I think in most cases, after a certain amount of damage has been done, a certain amount of issues that people has had, and I think people are more likely to forgive the fact that the other two iterations weren't perfect of the helmet. I think what people tend to have a hard time forgetting is the fact that they felt, it's not even that they felt that other YouTubers were getting paid to say positive things. I think it's like when something is like subconsciously in the mind, it tends to have this impact, even though a lot of people did not get paid to do the reviews. Maybe they received it for free, or maybe it was just an honest review that they did. Because you have to remember, guys, when you're reviewing a product, you're going over something. If you're not using it for a long term, your review tend to be very, very different. I think what tends to happen often with people when we're doing product reviews or we get excited, I think this is just an overall issue, I think, with just reviewing in YouTube. It's a good place to be, to have a lot of opportunities for people to work with big brands, big companies, and do videos and produce content for a product. Where the line is a little thin, all right? For some people, receiving a $500 product is a huge deal. Let's say if you're in a tight space, you're in a bind, you don't have a lot, right? You have your bike, and then someone's willing to say, hey, here's this product. You're so excited. Some of these people are so excited. They're so happy that they're getting a helmet. A lot of that stuff kind of give them the glary eyes. You know what I mean? Not that intentionally. They're happy. It's like a major company. Let's be real. In a lot of cases, if you're new to YouTube or you're new, nobody has ever worked with you, like a major brand reach out to you, say, hey, we want to partner with you. We want to work with you. Here's this. And you receive $1,000 product for you to work. In most cases, most everyday average person that might not have a lot, that can really have some impact, psychological impact. Like, yeah, this is great. So you have a little bit of that. And then you also have the people that are seasoned, that's been doing this for a long time, that has a reputable channel, that knows. They get past the honeymoon phase really quickly, and then they're just like, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and these are some of the feedback that I have. So it's just a fine line. You know, it's just a matter of who it is. So, and I think a lot of people would probably agree. If they say any reason, it'd be no. All right, Joey Calabrese, good night, man. Archie's asking here where am I located? I'm in New York, sir. New York. Yeah, man. Subscribe to the channel. You'll see some of my New York videos riding through New York City. That'll be cool. And of course, if you guys are tuning in, it's about that time. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you're watching this later, after it's been posted, it's gone live, you could always leave a comment. I'm more than happy to reply to these comments and give you my thoughts and take. And if anybody from Ruroc is watching this, send this 4.0. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see what else we got here, man. Pusacalypse. I don't know why I keep on butchering this guy's name. It said, it's mentioned here, Yami and Fortnite, two of the best moto channels, hands down. Or you agree? Yeah, man. They have really good channels. Fortnite, I really like a lot. I love their storytelling. I love how, well, the thing is, Fortnite, great channel, storytelling, great. I love how their entire team put their visions together to kind of make one show that drives a nice point home. Really, really good stuff. And Yami Noob's channel is an evolving channel, I'd say. You could see him, from where he came from, his pedigree of him street riding or street Rossi, to him really changing his channel, creating a brand where he's making it very journalism-like. And also another thing that's really cool, that he's building a brand where he's helping other people. He's hiring people and working with others. So you got to respect that. Let's see what I got here. So some of the things that I want to kind of talk about here, guys, about Ruroc. Also, I couldn't make the entire stream where it's just me answering these questions. Some of the cool things that I have to kind of mention about the brand and some of the things that they're doing that I think that are really good. Them taking that feedback is really cool. So regarding the sound, I've noticed nobody's doing this at all. They made it a specific thing for them to move the cushions closer to your ears to kind of basically cover your ear a lot more to get less wind noise. Again, the fact that the shockwave is built into the helmet, that's always a plus. What else? Opening and closed vent, that's a plus also. The Rheon tech that's in the liner to help absorb. What's kind of cool about that, guys, it sits in the helmet quietly. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change how the helmet feels. However, once there's an impact, it's like a molecule, right? It reacts. It's almost like some of the back protection you have. It's soft when you're on the bike, but as soon as you have a crash and impact, it hardens to take the brunt of the hit. So that's kind of cool. The other thing I would love to see, and I think I haven't been able to get past this thing after I've had that experience with Bell, is the transition lens. I'm telling you guys, every year that passed, I am not riding with any helmet that does not have a transition lens, because I'm not gonna be out there with a tinted lens and then with a clear one in my back, and I gotta change it on the road. Listen, tech is here, pin lock is in it, transition has to be. If they could take anything away from this live stream, please create a transition lens for the freaking Atlas 4.0 and moving on, or whatever, or 5.0. I don't even wait that long. Just make a transition lens that's sold separately, since there are a lot more to do the transition. I'd be so happy. That would make the freaking day. Okay, I can't rock with any helmet that doesn't have transition lens. So that's one of my little own pet peeves here. Let me see, what else do we got? Let's see here. Hey, Mike, do you have any siblings? Yeah, man, I have brothers. I have 2 older brothers. Let's see here. I'm in Florida, Daytona for bike week next week. Oh, nice, man. Damn, that's cool. I wish, brother, because like you could go down there. So I am planning to kind of at some point get a van and kind of travel around. So these are all events I'm probably going to be going to. I'm probably going to trailer some of my bikes, maybe pick 2 of them and then bring them down and kind of meet up with people and ride and stuff. So that's definitely in the cards. So that's something that's pretty cool. The other thing too I wanted to talk about, I almost forgot to mention this. It's about Ruroc, some of the issues that they had with the cheek pads that was thinner. Those should have been replaced for free. I know it would have been a cost for them, but I'd be a little upset if I bought my helmet and the cushion wasn't thick enough or wasn't correct, because ideally they were supposed to, what they show was not what it was. I'll show you guys the last clip here. What they show was not what it was, and in order to rectify the issue, they made better cheek pads, but people had to go and buy those to put into the helmet, which I thought was not a great idea. It was an opportunity, because sometime you're going to have to take an L for you to earn, the rapport with with your newfound audience, with your newfound group that's supporting you, that loves your product. Just take the L and just send those out. So, but, you know, again, I'm speaking here as a guy that's just talking about it. Who knows how much money that would have cost their company. So again, this is not all facts. It's almost like me just saying this, speaking out about it. Hold on here. Just want to show this. There we go. I think that's the clip I want to show, guys. Hold on one second here. By the way, if you're watching, guys, I am going to be wrapping up the stream shortly. So if you do have any questions you want to throw up, please feel free to do that. Totally closed this by mistake here. Nice. Man, I am quick with this freaking thing. I gotta say, I am quick with it though. Totally quick with it. There you go.
This is where we are now. And, you know, interesting enough, when I cut these apart, the foam. So this is where we are now. And, you know, interesting enough, when I cut these apart, I actually at first said, you know, I don't really see a whole lot of difference. And on the surface, there really wasn't a lot. But I will say that now that I've had a chance off camera to really dig into this and figure out what I think is really wrong with Ruroc compared to, say, a Shoei, there is certainly some things to look at here. So number one, when I'm riding with this helmet, I said I thought that it was very loud. I'm going to show you exactly why I think that it is very loud. Also, the cheek pads, I think I figured out what's going on with the cheek pads as well. So on the surface, when you look at these two helmets, you can see this is the Shoei, and then insert in the Ruroc. You really don't see a whole lot of difference. The foam thickness appears to be pretty similar. Construction-wise, the shells, you know, the Shoei's a little bit thicker, but then the Ruroc is a carbon fiber, so it's stronger, so it's a little bit...
Yeah, so this is just a little quick little showing you guys between the two paddings and stuff like that. And I think with people oh, sorry, I was just reading the comments real quick here. Yeah, he was just showing the cheek pads and stuff like that. Yeah, I think those should have been replaced for free. Let's see here. We got Futuristic Vipers mentioning here. Mike, photochromic shield is what the audience should be looking for. Yeah, man, those shield, I love them. They're the best thing to happen in a long time, I think, in helmets. So I think all helmets should have those. I'd pay an additional premium to the helmet just to have it on already, or at least do an upmark. All helmets should be, the whole fact that, you know, you're buying, unless you want an iridium one, like a gold iridium, silver iridium, or something like that. Yeah, I get it. It's a style. It's a thing where you could see the reflection. It's cool. But for it to be like dimmed when you're in the sun and it's like, you know, covering your eyes, great. When it's nighttime, because I tend to ride all the way through the night sometime, and it's like pitch black. So I'm not carrying two face shield, you know, in 2022. It's just like not a no-go zone. I'm happy to talk on IGDM as well as employee or of RR. Okay, Archie man. Oh crap, dude, you're from Ruroc? I think you could have mentioned this a little bit earlier here. Holy hell, dude, that is wild. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Okay, I'm happy to talk on IGDM as employee or Ruroc. I'll drop a follow on your Insta. Sure. Let me see here on my phone, man. Yeah, I don't see why not, dude. I was just about to wrap up the stream, but since you're from Ruroc, I definitely want to hear some of your take, man. I mean, you're already here, right? What are your thoughts on some of the points that I brought up tonight and some of the conversation that I've had with most of the people that are here? And again, this is going to be seen by people tonight and other people that are watching, and what would you want me to kind of let people know? And so, oh, by the way, if you're ever out in New York, I know you guys do press run, man. Come through. I'll come and pull up and meet up. Yeah, would love to hear your takes. What's your thought on some of the stuff that that was mentioned, some of the questions that was brought up, some of the information that I'm sharing with people and stuff? Just kind of let that pull up. Well, then, you know what? While he probably chime in, I am going to pull up another one of those videos that got corrupted. So I'm going to have to make mention this as well. And this is what's very interesting about this brand, guys. I think, like I said, I mentioned a lot of things in the very beginning of this stream. Some negative, some positive. But one of the takeaway that's always great to see and kind of see, these guys are very active. They're engaging with the community. Again, I'm not paid. I didn't get the product or anything like that. But they're still curious to see what someone like me is saying. And of course, this guy is right here in the live chat with you all, as you can see. And he's listening to everything that you guys are saying. Possibly taking a lot of feedback to share with his team members. So that's always a really good look. And again, I can appreciate that and respect that. They just have a lot of Ruroc stuff on here. Let's see what we got, boys. Might as well play this. Now it's so funny that this guy's from Ruroc. Huh, who knew? I have some behind the scene here. Right here. There you go. He's replying. Let's see what we got. Should be in New York later this year. Jump on a little late. So we'll rewatch it all and digest. But a lot of valid points and comments from the viewers and yourself. Yeah, man. I mean, we're fair. At least me personally, I try to be as fair as possible. I ride a couple of bikes, and a lot of people would say I might be a bit of a fanboy with the brand that I ride, and I'm as honest as they come. Even on my own personal Ducati, if something is up, I'll tell people. But again, both myself and my wife, we try to be very mindful when how we give feedback to people. I mean, there's a way of doing things. I'm not saying that not to be honest. I think you guys would appreciate honesty, but we deliver our feedback, our constructive feedback, in a manner that's going to be useful to you guys, at least to help you create a better product. That's what we do. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, definitely, man. If you, I'll drop my Instagram on the chat here. You could drop me a follow, and I'll follow you right back. And then if you want to DM me, for sure, it's easier to talk through Instagram. Let's see, what do we have here? We have Fireblade Pilot. Of course, he has a Ducati Speciale. He's a Ducati boy like me. Awesome to hear. Archie, man, I'll drop you a follow on Instagram too. I love his color scheme, by the way. Again, this is one of the things I was talking about. That color scheme is really dope for a Ducati, but I think it was the 2.0 version. Now, I would love to see that kind of color scheme with the features of all the 4.0. And that's where it gets a little odd sometimes, I'd say. Let's see what I got here. I got Izzy Bendecourt. Bellstar with the transition lens is the best, but I have to admit, Ruroc Crimson goes well with the Ducati. Yeah, man. Listen, Archie, since you're here, I could ask you personally, please, I will pay extra money for a transition lens. Please. Or even after, because that'd be cool. That's one of the things for me. It's a must. Love that. Just gonna roll another one of the Ruroc video here. I wanted to show you guys their press run here up in New York, which not in New York, sorry, Vegas, which I thought that was really cool. And what they did in that last press run, what they did in Vegas, it was done. It was done without having any of the big key players. Oh, my dog is barking. Oh my God, I could hear her from here. So yeah, let's play that, guys. I think it's one of the. You could see the owner there. I'm sure a lot of most of the Ruroc guys are there, but I thought this was a really cool thing. Just kind of pull that up real quick. Let's see what I got here. Hold on, wait. There's one more comment before I do that. Give me a second. I'm kind of doing quite a few bit here, guys. Let's see here. Life with Anna B here, always given in a professional and respectful manner. Yeah, man. Yeah, we carry our professionalism from the business world all the way through our YouTube channel as well. I take a lot of pride in that, guys. That's just me personally. So, let's see what I got. Fireblade Pilot. So he has quite a few. Man, I have the Atlas 2.0, 3.0 Engine Hawk jacket. Yeah, I'm really digging the Engine Hawk stuff. I think there's big potential there. Like I said, once they get over the hump of what happened with the early Ruroc versions, I think that gear is really gonna take off nicely, because that stuff that looks clean. Like, as you guys know, I ride a lot through the city, through New York City. Rarely I'm in all leathers, so I like gear where I could go to a meeting, I could go to work, I could go ride and still be safe. So I think there's a huge market for them on that one. So that's kind of cool. Let me see. We have transition pin lock, but visor is something we'd love to bring at some point. Yes, sir. That'd be really cool. But I'll take the transition pin lock, 100%. All right, cool. Guys, I'm going to play this Ruroc press video. I thought it was really cool. They got quite a few people out there. Let's see what we got. And it wasn't just like known riders or anything like that. It was basically, you know, a lot of everyday average guys that are giving their genuine. And you know, here's the thing. Here's what happened, guys. Ruroc basically knew that they finally produced the helmet that should have always been. And they weren't afraid to get everybody's opinion, thoughts, and take on it, guys. So, very excited. Let's cut this back real quick. Yeah, so on this one, they got like everybody on there. So take a quick look, guys, on their release that they did in Vegas. Really cool.
Everything about Ruroc, everything that the brand represents. I mean, look, I'm just a regular guy that rides bike, and I'm here at the event rubbing shoulders with people from the company. They want to hear our feedback, they listen to our feedback, and they give the riders what they want, what they need. I mean, there's people from California, there's people from Georgia, there's people from all over the United States that felt the need to come here and meet other people that wear the same brand they wear and share the same passion that they share.
Dude, I have a 3.0 and this cushioning is way better than...
They're all great. I mean, the feel, the weight.
Huge difference.
So far, like, I'm already impressed.
Bro, this feels so good.
This one feels a lot better.
Yeah, that took all of about like 30 seconds to put in. That's pretty slick how it integrates in there like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Just tried on all the Engine Hawk stuff, man.
Fire. You
Fire.
So we have magnetic retainers for the hood. Woo. I don't think they're ready for this.
So I rented a bike out here just to be able to test this thing out.
The main thing I'm going to look for is probably the sound. I want to see how much the sound makes a difference when you're going about like 60.
just gonna let that run all the way through, man. I think they did a really nice job. Again, their marketing was just on point. So, of course, you have the combo kids right there. They're out here in New York, New Jersey. It's really cool.
It was awesome.
That was the best ride of my life. The wind
Feels
noise,
amazing.
fantastic. Like,
The noise,
such an upgrade.
almost non-existent.
Nice. Yeah, it's much nicer.
Good?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Much better.
Padding on the inside, well, a lot better than the previous.
Yep.
You guys definitely made a huge improvement there.
It feels tight and secure.
Yeah, it fits perfect. It's nice and snug, doesn't move at all.
Real large.
There you go, guys. I had to kind of show you guys this last minute here before we kind of wrap up. But again, these guys are freaking ninjas when we're talking about marketing, which is really, really cool. And my last and final thought about the stream, guys, and just talking about Ruroc. One of my biggest concern. I've seen this happen. I've been in the industry for a bit, been riding for a bit. I've seen a lot of big companies come and go. I've seen a lot of companies use social media marketing. Some of the big influencers, people that are very impactful, that have a lot of clout, and they've used their clout to kind of gain traction for their business and their brand. And then when the time came for them to kind of share some of the wins with them, they kind of disappear. For example, I could speak to this. I think you've seen Senna has been in that boat. I think Icon, it's been pretty quiet with Icon. I think Icon, I mean, there was like brewing, allegedly, on all of these. Let's do allegedly, where some of the bigger players wanted to kind of do business with these companies, and all of a sudden they were like, nah, we don't mess with you guys, or kind of thing like that. So I think this stuff was a little heart-wrenching, seeing that the community was helping them champion their brand or help them build their brand and market it and help them influence people with it. And then when it came time for them to kind of, you know, pay it forward or help out, you know, some of these content creators, they were basically like, well, nah, I mean, we can't partner with you on a business level. And that was it. And that's going to be my final question for you guys. Do you think Ruroc will fall into that boat once they've gotten their feet wet and they become big key power players amongst the Rurocs, amongst Arai, Shoei, AGV, Bell, you know, your 6Ds? Do they say, hey, we got the juice now, so we don't need any of this stuff? That's one of my biggest concerns. But hopefully that's not the case, because they're getting a lot of love from a lot of people. And like it or not, a lot of these people are really helping them grow. It might be a little slow. It might not be as perfect, but they are helping. 4.0 was not created just by Ruroc. It was created by an entire community. And then Ruroc put the dollars behind it and made it happen. So it was their vision originally, but all the corrections were done by people, real people that actually fell in love with the product. So, yeah. So anyway, fellas and everybody, if you're tuning in again, we ran for about 2 hours today. Usually it's about an hour, hour and a half. But I really thought it'd be a great opportunity to talk about this brand on a level that where I'm at. I don't own it. I don't have it. I didn't get paid for it. It's just a genuine observation. Again, it's an opinion. Everybody has one. Some of the business stuff that I spoke about earlier in the beginning, it's not an inside stuff. This is pretty much general information about how a major company runs. So these are just hypotheticals. So don't come flame me in the comment section or anything like that. It's just all ideas and concepts and stuff. So again, if you enjoy the videos, you enjoy the live stream, you enjoy the shorts, Always appreciate a thumbs up, comment down below, leave your comments. I'll reply to them as well. And of course, it was really cool finding out at the very tail end that there was an actual official Ruroc representative on here watching. So hopefully you guys take some of the feedback and again, and enjoy the stream. If you can, want to watch it later, here's some of the stuff, some of the questions people were asking, I would recommend doing so because, again, that could definitely help. Fireblade here and mentioned, don't forget the little guys. Yeah, I don't think there's little guys, man. If they're here watching, everybody there. Have a good night, everyone. That's Life with Anna B and Fireblade Pilot. Guys, great stream this evening, right? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate every single person that came on and gave me 2 hours of their Sunday night. I'll catch you guys on this week's upload, which is shorts. And then I'll do a video. And then, of course, next Sunday's stream will be interesting as well. Have a good night. Peace.